Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Rise and Slay Morning Show. I am back, okay? I am the CEO and founder of Slay to Success, and I help empower you to step into your most authentic personal brand to gain and attract lucrative opportunities. And the reason why we're doing it is because we have this experience, expertise, and knowledge that we have developed for so many years. And as we are transitioning into whatever phase that you're in, one of the best ways that we can do that is to showcase that. And I bring about that through appearance, behaviors, body language, communication skills, and of course, our digital presence. I am a speaker, a personal brand strategist, also a certified image consultant, an author of several different publications back here. I've got books, I've got articles, and so forth, as well as a proud United States Air Force veteran. And so, after serving 30 years in the Air Force, I decided to launch Slay to Success. And Slay is the beginning and the foundation for everything that I start out with. Slay means to kill it, to dominate it, and to nail it, to be on point, to impress greatly, and to dream big and work hard until you own it. It is also an acronym that stands for Universal Life and Leadership Philosophies that really resonate with me, and hopefully they resonate with you too. And that is stay ready to be ready, lead out loud, a sense of community, and knowing you are built to last. So not only do I have this show, which is the Rise and Slay Morning Show, which we haven't been here for a few weeks because I have been hashtag booked and busy on this day, but I also have the Slay to Success talk show that airs on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And usually I bring in a guest and we are talking through leadership, wellness, mindset, personal branding, and business, like all the things. All right. But here specifically on the show, we are going to be talking about personal branding. Good morning, Queen, and welcome to the Rise and Slay Morning Show. Happy to slay. Hopefully you're feeling well, doing good, and ready to tackle on this day. Okay. So as I have already done on this show, I tell you about my workout because that is the beginning of my day. That's how I set the tone for the day. So today I was able to do a walk plus run. I got in 5 miles. I'm just constantly having to push myself, not only from a physical standpoint, but from a mental standpoint, because halfway through I was like, oh, I don't know what I am doing. But the mental kicked in and I was like, yeah, you've been here before. So yes, we are going to continue to get these miles in. So hopefully you are moving your body because that is one of the things that Slay Nation, okay, is all about. That's one of my core values. It's about fitness, health, and really understanding how it helps us to move us forward and to also allow us to feel more confident, get a greater sense of confidence about ourselves. Okay. And so that's how we're moving. So, what are we going to be talking about this morning, y'all? All right. I am going to be sharing about how our image is our protection. Yes, you are on the Stairmaster. Yes, Queen. That is what we're doing. Now, I'm looking here on Facebook. I've got it here as well. No one's there just yet, but I am going to make sure that I check in because sometimes Facebook doesn't allow me to be great, and that's okay. All right, so get in that workout, Queen, because yes, taking care of ourselves from a physical standpoint is one of the things that we could do, and it is a strategy. I love living in strategies. Just the thought of doing things on purpose and intentional has been one of the things that I have focused on for a very long time. So if I did some things in the military that were good for me here after I retired, I have kept them. And for some of the other stuff that I just had to let go. All right. So we have to understand that when we are moving forward, that requires us to put in a little bit of work. Okay. And so for me, I like to get my workout in the morning, like I was saying. So welcome to Slay Nation. For those that have no idea who I am and what I'm about. This is your first time interfacing with me. I just want you to put your name in, where you're streaming in from, so that way I can give you a shout out. But here we talk about our image. Okay, as a certified image consultant, I decided, hey, these are the things that I know were helpful for me while I was in service, and how can I translate that differently now in the civilian sector, or in the civilian life, or the next act, next phase, wherever you're at, and being able to do that effortlessly. So what I chose to do, y'all, is to refine my image. All right. Now, it has been many iteration. It is still an evolution, but I absolutely love the journey. And I do want to share with you all that when I was in military, I really did love fashion, but I thought it was going to be a distraction. So I started to really dim my light and wear what everyone else was wearing, because I didn't want it to come off as, oh my gosh, she is really stepping out here, and not, everyone understood. Okay. But now that I have retired, and I have been retired for 4 years now, I realized that what I have been doing is showcasing, elevating my image so I can elevate my platform and for the things that I really stand for. So it has been my protection over the past 4 years now. And I just want to shed some light. Okay. So when I step into rooms now, my sense of thinking, the thought process is, I belong here, I'm ready, I'm capable. All right. Um, so I hear a lot of times when I talking to other women, especially women veterans, because it's a hard pivot. Okay. We have been in uniform, and we have been accustomed to this environment where it's mostly men. And so you carry masculine energy. And to find your femininity outside of that could be a little bit difficult. And sometimes we are choosing to stay where we're at in the military because it's comfortable. So this is a decision that we have to make from, I had to wear this gear, and now in this next, I am choosing to wear. So I'm having the freedom and there's no cap, there's no limitations on what I am wearing. Now there it's very specific as to how I'm showing up, because I've created my own system, my own process, if you will, to tell the story. Okay. And that's what I help many of my clients to do, to tell the story. What is the story? And it is in alignment with how you're stepping into the room. So, but many women, especially women veterans, all right, because that's who is connecting to me, who I work with and partner with a lot, with organizations that have a lot of women veterans in their community. And they're telling me that they're feeling invisible or overlooked when they're stepping into meetings or networking events. They're telling me that they're constantly being underestimated because of their age, all right, or their gender or their background. They're telling me that, they're battling with imposter syndrome, with self doubt. And I put out a LinkedIn post yesterday on LinkedIn, or a LinkedIn post just specifically about self doubt. And they're wondering if they're ready enough. All right. And, you know, these ideas can really weigh heavily on us, because we're really trying to figure out how to navigate in this new place that we have been dropped on, because sometimes it feels like you've been dropped on a new planet. And I really have decided to take this journey on by establishing my personal style. And the image that I have created since I retired has been for my protection, protecting my thoughts, protecting my energy, protecting and establishing boundaries around how people will interface with me, how my energy is going to show up in the places that I'm in. I chose pink, as many of you know, because it is the total opposite of from being in service and out of service. All right. But there's a story in between. Okay. And I continue to show up in it because it speaks in such a way that it commands the attention that I am seeking to get. So it has to be in alignment with who you are and how you're feeling now. Okay, so I've got here on the Facebook side Aunt Sadie. Hey, Aunt Sadie, how you doing, Queen? Thank you for listening and viewing in. I got Kendra as well. Kendra, I see you, Queen. I know you're facing retirement here really, really soon. So hopefully you're doing well. So she's retiring from the military too, y'all. So Chevy says many women are not trusting themselves even though they have the experience and skill. Absolutely. Because we are looking to the left, right, front, back, and all in between, and we're comparing ourselves to other people. And we're looking and we're saying, hey, they've been doing it for a long time, and we're just now entering this new phase. What could we possibly bring to the table? And so I just want us to stop and think about, our posture, our presence, our wardrobe, and our energy, how these all align into how we command credibility, we command the respect, and the influence that we are looking for. So this is how, you can go from no one sees me to wow, everyone is not, they're remembering my face, but they're also remembering my presence. And that's what we really truly want. So our personal brand can do the same thing that it was doing in the military or in a conformed environment or for whatever you were doing for a very long time into this next act. So today I just want to talk a little bit about our former First Lady, Michelle Obama. Now, I've been really enamored by her, but y'all, she has a storyline, okay? Do you remember how she stepped into office the first term and how it started to evolve in the second term? And now after, her and former President Obama, they served, how she is showing up now, it's an evolution. And she is telling us a story, the freedom of to do whatever it is that really feels good to her. Her personality has came out even more. She stands on a lot of different causes and the empowerment of women and girls. You can see this. She was doing it while she was in office, but man, she has produced books. She has her own podcast with her brother. Their things are going on and on and on. And what she used was fashion as a tool. It was strategy. Okay. And I can see the parallels between us two because I see bold colors. And for me, I love prints. Yes, the pink is my foundational, but the colors in itself, all right, if there's a lot of other things that are being drawn out, and this for me is exuding, expressing confidence, vibrancy, and approachability. I don't do a lot of high-end name brands. I like to mix and match a lot. I might have on my nice shoes or whatnot, but I might have on this, like this top is from Amazon. Okay, like I shop from Amazon, and I get things that are a little bit less of an investment because it speaks to me. Okay. All the things that I am buying now that are in my wardrobe speak to me. And it is framing the image. All right. I don't look at anyone particularly. I mean, I have followed Michelle Obama's journey, but Her style is, a little bit different than mine, of course. But it's all kind of in the same way of, hey, as a leader, it does not have to look like the typical. Okay. I am like literally out of the box. When people see me, they can't believe that I did 30 years of service. All right. And it's on purpose because we get overlooked. People don't really see us as talent, all right, as the service that we have done and all of the things that we have done in the service and how that translates into what we can do for the world at large. And so this is about making impact and influence. Hey, love. You said, hey, love. I see you, Kendra. And Chevy says, um, Michelle is living and operating in her truth, and she looks amazing. Not only does she look amazing, she looks slay amazing. Okay. She's taking care of herself because that's one of the things that she has always stood on was health and fitness and being really kind to yourself when it comes to how you show up. Um, she has like these tailored silhouettes. You can see her in her suits. Now it's not like the typical, like what everyone else is wearing, like the plain, kind of like browns, blues, blacks, and gray. Even though she has those types of colors, there's something else to them. There's another layer of dimension. It is not just the standard. She has picked things intentionally that gives a different vibe. She has fashion designers, okay, that she is pushing um, to the forefront that are designing the clothes for her, and it's elevating them as well. So she's using that, and that expresses authority and professionalism. She also has statement pieces, and I'm huge on statement pieces, y'all. I am the statement piece queen. When I look at my closet now, I'm like, every outfit that I'm wearing is a statement piece. It is speaking to you before I even say a word. I don't say anything when I go into places. I just show up, y'all. And I'm like, you know what? I feel good. I am doing things to make sure that it is in alignment with the energy that I have right now. And this is speaking to strategic attention that commands respect. People don't have random conversations with me, okay? And I absolutely see that. They are asking me questions. They are wanting to know what the secret sauce is. They're wanting to know how they too can do the same thing in their own way. I'm not talking about like you have to be over the top. Like I'm trying, I'm elevating every single time, and I'm really finding things that no one else has that are very unique and specialized, but they speak to what I already have going on, and it's just this evolution. So it's silent. Okay. I call it like soft power, very silent, but it's an undeniable message. And I say to myself a lot of times, I am here, I am capable, and I'm prepared. All right. Because you never know what's going to happen. So, what can you start to do today to really begin to think about how your image is your protection, your psychological armor? One, you need to own your narrative. Everybody has a different story. My storyline is different from Michelle Obama's for sure. Okay. Totally different. But I understand my story, and I am expressing it in such a way that every outfit, every accessory, every choice reinforces the story that I want to tell you. And literally when I do this, it has changed the way that I have seen myself. No longer am I dimming and thinking it's going to distract people. All right? It is the way that I am bringing people to my community, other women or men, all right, men, get in where you fit in, that want to share the same type of storyline that I am sharing. Um, this also can amplify your confidence level. There's so much going on in this world today that I could see where the shift is happening, where people don't really believe in themselves or believe they have what it takes. And when I choose to wear out like this outer image that I have that reflects my inner power, I'm walking differently. I can feel it down deep into my soul, and I'm speaking differently, and it in such a way that I'm being taken seriously, even though I look like this little doll. One of our family members on my husband's side, she calls me baby doll. Oh, excuse me, Barbie doll. It's a Barbie doll. She always asks, "How's Barbie doll doing?" And I'm like, you know what? I absolutely love that, that she's affectionately calling me that, because I feel like when I get dolled up, if you will, that there's another type of energy that I'm expressing, but I'm also being taken seriously because I've been consistent. All right. Every single day, I plan out what I'm wearing to whatever event, how I'm going to show up, and what it is that I'm doing in that moment. And so we can amplify our confidence level by really truly looking at our outer image in alignment with our inner power. And then we're making small but strategic shifts. Okay. Um, this didn't happen overnight. It has been a gradual progression. And I could see that, you know, I've got to go back into my closet before the end of the year and start to do another purge. And we should be doing that, every year. If you don't do it throughout the year, do it every year, because as we evolve, so does what we wear evolve. All right. So I'm seeing that I no longer wear certain types of clothes because they're kind of like plain, and they don't give the pop that I'm looking for. So I'm going to be shifting in that way. But we can just pick signature colors, right? Professional headshots so people can see us in the best light. And we can also do some work on our posture. So one of the things that I noticed that I'm taking more uh, attentions to is to not stand up against walls or lean up against tables or prop myself up with a chair or anything like that. The video that I showed today on LinkedIn was me standing firm in who I am, not shifting, not moving, but being able to express myself, being engaged, actively, feeling like, okay, I can definitely stand in my own power. And so taking a stock into that, because it can transform perception immediately. And anyone who's looking, because people are always looking at other people. In fact, when I've gone to certain events that are like 2 or 3 day events, um, people will tell me what they saw me wearing the day before. And they were like, "Oh my goodness, I saw you and you had this on," and so forth. And I'm like, "Oh." So always know that people are watching you when you don't think they are. So what are you telling them? Is it in alignment? Right? So in the way that we are doing our brand and alignment, it's our wardrobe, it's our energy, it's our presence, and it should consistently reflect your authority, your expertise, and your aspirations. Okay? So that's what I wanted to share with you all today. In the QR scan code right at the top of your screen is what I called my brand boldly experience. Um, I've had several clients, probably, I think more than 12 clients, go through this process. And when I see them after, I'm telling you, it is like night and day because they finally realize who they are, what they stand for, and how they're now going to show up. And it's not holding back. It's not blending in, disappearing. And see, here in the DMV where I live in Maryland, y'all. So when I say DMV, I mean District of Columbia, Maryland, Virginia area. You know, the fashion sense is really high end urban, if you will. There are a lot of expression through clothes, which I absolutely like. I feel like I'm in my element, right? But if you go to certain places in the world, you may feel like you're the only person doing, you know, this expression or this experiment of truly putting yourself out there and really using clothes or fashion as a means to express leadership, presence, authority, credibility, right? Or whatever platform that you want to stand for. And so as I'm helping those that are, you know, first time business owners, because, you know, when you're a first time business owner, you got to make a lot of noise, especially if you start a business after the age of 40 or 50. Okay, because everyone has kind of been doing their thing. So you're new to the game, and it may be in an industry that you did not do when you were in the military. So, what is the one thing that you can do? Okay, you can start to brand yourself and build a brand that is recognizable over time. Now, it takes a little bit of time, but once you do it and being consistent with it, people start to remember and they're starting to get a clue on what you're doing, right? And uh, as well as looking at ways to really see yourself in the community. So I work with those that are emerging to be political candidates because, again, people are going to vote on you, and it's like the no like trust factor, right? And how they see you, and can you be relatable? There should not be a disconnect, okay, to your audience. And this world is moving at a fast pace more than ever, more than ever. Okay, so how are you going to maintain your relevancy? And I say, you know, it's got to be, you got to look at elevating your image. Got to look at that. Now, I have this book, and you all have seen it. I'll show it again, which is on Amazon. It's about elevating your image and some of the strategies that you can start to use and take on and start to build your own blueprint from this. You know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of times we overlook this and we just, you know, do something else and we think, oh my goodness, I don't know why things aren't working out, right? And I, you know, also I'm working with women veterans because as we are transitioning out of the service, no one tells us like, you know, this wardrobe thing, right? It's literally a journey. It's an emotional journey. And I understand because I had to do it and I am still continue to do it. But it's making me be more aware of who I am and how I want people to take me in. So Kendra says, that was good. I'm learning more and more that how you show up is how you are received. Yes, you know, so it's all about the system, the maintenance, you know, the care, the attention to how we are looking at ourselves and figuring out what our system and our process looks like for us and how we can maintain that. You know, I aspire to just be a little bit of a Michelle Obama in some way, the way that she is showing up, very confident, very elegant, stylish, and yet and still relatable and connected to anyone and everyone is something that I absolutely admire. Sharice, good morning. Good morning. How are you? I'm well. I'm well, Sharice. I love and miss you so much too, Queen. I'm so glad that you're able to catch me this morning. You know, I was out for a few weeks. It's probably been more than a few weeks because I have had all these other opportunities to really um, express who I am and be able to provide presentations to networking events. And so I was like, I got to get back on the show. I got to get back on the show and find my people and see what's going on out here. So thank you so much, Sharice, for being here. So this is where the brand boldly experience is really taking your energy, your style, and your confidence to the next level and turning it into a magnetic personal brand that speaks before you even say a word. Okay. So through the experience, you learn how to align your image with your goals. You learn how to amplify your visibility without feeling fake or phony. And then you know how to command the rooms and opportunities like the leader you are. So I just wanted to come on here and kind of share a little bit about this. Thank you so much, Chevy, for your feedback. And if you are looking for assistance for help and support in this area, come see about me. If you know someone else who's struggling, who's ready to take this leap of faith and really discover, how their image can be their protection, you can have them come see about me. You know where to find me. But until then, y'all, I would be back here on the airwaves, if you will, on Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Slate to Success talk show. But I will see you all very soon. So keep on slaying until you can't slay no more. And I will see you soon. Love y'all. Bye-bye.